And welcome back to Just All the Works. I'm Deshwan, and here we are doing some more other works again. Working on there's a tech demo or another version of it because I lost the first version to Windows 10 being Windows 10 and killing my last computer, killing the mass computer. And I haven't been able to recover it yet and probably won't be able to. So we're going to restart it again. However, I was also able to... I also have an idea for a top-down flight sim, a fly arcade game, whatever it's going to be, based on this art and this one. That's different. So yeah, it's gonna basically take place in the golden era, and you're going to just go from. And it's just gonna be like Pearl Harbor Zero Hour, if you remember me doing a video on that, which was a game that was a flight sim but top down, and a really good one. So I'm hoping to be able to replicate it, or be able to make and be able to code that, which that'll be fun. I can't code yet, so we're gonna try and see if I can code a Unity game. But based on but watching Game Maker's Toolkit's videos on how he's going about making his, well, not his first game, but his third or fourth game in earnest this time. You can just learn Unity stuff by typing it into Google. I know there are limitations to that because I tried that with RPG Maker, and RPG Maker has issues with that. It's called Reddit. But yeah. So anyway, today we're going to be listing down ideas for both of these two games and giving an update as to the progress that there's on a tech demo, which it's going to have to restart it completely. Fortunately, I can restart it in either RPG Maker MV or the new one MZ, or MZ if you're a British Commonwealth speaker. And MZ is basically just a better version of MV now. It took it a few years to get good, but I think it's gotten good. So next time I'm going to get that, and we're going to try that out. But fortunately, they use the same file size. They use the same formats, so you can transfer your stuff over just fine. Which, by the way, I thought I had my stuff saved on my expansion drive. But apparently it wasn't saved on my expansion drive. It was saved on one of my system hard drives, and I just haven't been able to find it. The one that's been saved on, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna have to basically try to get the mass computer try to get the mass computer updated, because the update was what killed it. It wasn't able to update, and there was no going back, and Windows just does not foresee Windows not working for some reason. But anyway, not enough of that. So there's on tech demo. What should it be? Well, first off, there's on tech demo is supposed to be just a playground. Well, just a playground sandbox set in the golden era. Set in the Diverse Golden era. Diverse, of course, is my universe I'm making, and is what the majority of the arts are I've been doing. Let's go here. Majority of the arts. This is all the mini-sodes I've been doing. As you can see, it's a lot. Then you got some schematics from the diverse, such as these characters, and then that's the easy stalking trail. Deviant Art's linked in the description, by the way, in case you want to look at it. And send the goal in there. You play as a new peacemaker / defender. New idea. Playing you can have there are two paths: defender or peacemaker. I'm not quite sure you can really differentiate them, except you get different missions entirely, because defenders are peacemakers is your general soldier, but not soldier. They're more for offensives, and defenders are supposed to stick in a city and just defend it. I'm not quite sure I can do that in RPG Maker with my skill set. You can do anything in RPG Maker that you want, pretty much, if you can code it, or willing to use other people's tools, which I'm not exactly the big fan of, because I just have to credit a lot of people in credits, which is fine, but I know exactly what's gonna happen when I try it, and I'm not gonna have it all saved. You have it on a big document. I might lose the document, and it just might end up being a mess. Just like my mods for DCS have been. If you notice in my DCS series there, I don't have all the mods I've been using exactly, because I didn't save them all for some odd reason. I swear I did, but apparently I didn't. Or they were just in ways that I couldn't really save them or whatever, and it just didn't work. Play as new Peacemaker Defender. You can explore. Now, another issue I was having with the development of There's a Logitech demo, even though I wasn't really having issues with it, it was just I started development a bit too early than what I actually needed. Well, basically, what There's a Logitech demo was going to try to be at Arbitrium, but the problem with that is RPG Maker is a very generic video game RPG. Arbitrium is very not generic. So I'm gonna have to find a way to merge the two systems, and make a new new system that's almost that would actually work in RPG Maker with my limitations, and be reminiscent of Arbitrium, so I can go and play that, and you know exactly how it works, kind of thing. There's this one. And at your will. Including leveling up to the end level of 10. Now that's going to be the fun part. Is how leveling up works in Arbitrium is you collect 10 tokens and then you cash them in for one level, and then you only get 10 levels. RPG Maker is you gain experience, and when you gain experience, you level up eventually. And you have 100 levels, so that's going to be an issue. I should probably, then end the demo by talking to Drew in his office, which would start the full game. Yeah, I want this unique. I want to try this unique concept of the hub world, which is what Holland's going to be in this, and there's on tech demo. It's going to be a hub world of like a bigger game, and in this hub world, you can rank up all the way to the max rank, get every equipment that's not locked by the mission, of course. Get all the goodies in the game that's not locked by missions, and then you can go and play the actual game. So you can just ruffle stomp your way all the way through the missions until you get to the end where you actually find people that you should be fighting at your level that you should have gained by going up by going up through the levels. There's also going to be branching paths for it, but for just on tech demo, I don't know what I'm going to call the full game. Probably, it can't be Dur's Journey, because Dur's Journey is not in it, really. Start the main missions in the full game. Then end the demo by talking to During's office, which would start the main missions in the full game. Just the playground sandbox that endeavors. Go on there for testing my game dev skills. And it's not like there's on tech demo is going to go to waste at all, because it will basically be the hub world for a full game made in RPG Maker. Which I had this idea for the last couple of weeks. Oh, I'm just going to... Okay, well, now that I've lost the data, now that I've got a lot... Now that I don't have the ability to continue development on There's on the Tech Demo, I'm just going to stop using RPG Maker entirely and just switch D&D entirely. And if I want to go return to a There's on Tech Demo like game and continue with that concept, I could do that just with Unity and have my own and use Arbitrum as the full system. Now that it's coming to beta, it's still coming to beta. Like, I've been working on it, and I still feel like there's a lot of a way to go to the beta, even though I'm on the preview 8 of the beta. It's coming along. It's just that we're making so much progress that, it's coming. It's going to take a while before I actually get the beta out. But I want the beta to be really polished. I want it to be a very polished beta. I want to be a very polished beta and have most of the content in the game and basically just be beta. It's a beta for testing. Much like what you get for AAA games most of the time. All right. Start in your apartment. Then meet the heck do I call this place? The main command center. The top main it's the top main command center, I know that part, but I don't know why. I don't know what its code name is. Oh, it's Keep? I want to say... No, it's Citadel. Then your teammates and then you gather your teammates. Head have a meeting and then head to there's office to end the demo. That's the main story. That's the main story. That's that's what you actually are doing. Like, that's the point of the demo. That's the point of the demo, and that's how you start the. That's how you start the. That's the. That's the main story of the demo, but the thing about the demo is you're supposed to ignore it. Whether instead of commuting to the Citadel for work, you go somewhere else and do all the stuff on the main island. Do the stuff, there's no other island, do the stuff on the island. Then you go commute to the Citadel, do the stuff at the Citadel. Then you go talk to Dur, and then you're supposed to, and then that's when in the full game, you'll do your missions. Do your branching missions, come back to the Citadel every time, and, you know, get gear and stuff like that as you rank up. Or, not get gear, because you don't get gear in Durst and Avitrium because there's just not much gear to go around. You can get gear every time you level up, every time you come back to the Citadel, but you don't really need to. Basically, except if it's some super heavy weapon or whatever. Or some higher ranked unique weapon or whatever. Then you can get that, but without that, what you're going to be doing is what you're going to be doing the majority of the time is getting equipment, items, and special abilities and specializations to expand your character. Mostly because I treat them. And also adding moves onto your weapon, onto the weapon you like the most, as you level it up, and it levels up when you level up. Try to. Trium. Try to integrate Trium into the best the best I can. Oops, it fell. I'll wrap things up in 10 more minutes. This is all the stuff you have already seen. If you've seen the rest of this, if you've seen me work on the game before, but this is just something to get me started on it. And also this tutorial. Is it's the PC and team going through their final exam, a mission on, I still don't know what to call this thing, if you can see it. The starter map. The starter map has 2 hills, a building, and a lake. And I guess just call it the starter map. The heck? Why not? Because it's the map that started at Atrium. It's the one I always come back to. Because it's such a good design that I came up is like my strokes of genius is something I don't recognize until much later. Something like that. But yeah. Main story ideas. Side story ideas. Well, I still have none of. I still have none. Oh yeah, we got this done. Now we just gotta remake what we already had, basically. Now, what I am going to do, I guess, well, when we're remaking this, we're gonna make it very plain. We're gonna do the whole how you're supposed to do, and I'm putting quotation marks if you can't tell, how you're supposed to game develop by having a very low texture game. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to try to really flesh out the environments. We're going to leave that until we can get the final art in. Until I can start doing pixel art for the until I can make my own tile sets, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. And also the first indie game is going to be a 3D map, so the ground is going to be 3D, but all the assets are going to be 2D, are going to be sprites. Modern version of Owlbear limited. I'm going to do branching missions. I wanted to do it open world, but I wouldn't really. I don't think I could make that work. So I'm going to do. Branching missions, limited time missions. There should be repeatable missions too. Limited timed repeatable. But yeah, I just want to give you an update on what happened in There's On Tech demo. It's gone, but it's gonna come back. I just had to think about it for a while and think about what I had to do next. Now that I'm having to redo it all over again, but I think we can do it better this time. And be a lot more streamlined, be a lot less bulky and whatever. But yeah. Alright, that been the first video. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate you watching on this video. It means awesome if you check out the rest of the stuff in the description below, such as various ways for channel, which was various for channel. Is by watching these videos and get content we previously sharing with friends for this stuff. Alright, that'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. And I guess see you And a second.